I am with Pastor Sfiso. You know his face, you know his voice, and Pastor Sfiso, I think at this point, I'd like us to, as a point of departure, you are one of the people who are very passionate about the products, and especially how it can be a profitable business. Longrich can become a profitable business when someone focuses on being an end user, and yet at the same time being a distributor who focuses on selling the products and the business and the profit. And what's also been something that I have seen, ever since I've been in this business, was I have been extremely product driven. So what is your contribution in terms of why is it important for Longrich business owners to have a full understanding of the products that they are promoting?
Wow. Okay, excellent. Thank you so much, Dr. Lesego. I think for me, there's a number of underlying factors. You see, for me, I'm a business person, and I've got this strong belief that for us as Longrich IBOs, as Longrich independent business owners, the onus is on us to make it a point that our success in this business is guaranteed. Okay. One thing that I always say, even when I do training with my team, is that there's no Longrich business without products. Okay. Now, if there's no Longrich business without products, I then have to make it a point that, number one, I must acknowledge I'm not a doctor, okay? I'm not in a medical field, but I'm dealing with products that could have health benefits, but then I need to make it a point that I do my own research, okay? Do thorough research on the various products that we have. I've got a statement in our training manual that I say, know your products. Okay.
Of course.
And when I say know your products, I even go deeper, with that. The pastor in me tends to rise at some times when I do that, to basically say the concept of knowing. I take it from the Bible. The Bible says, and Adam knew Eve, and they conceived. So knowledge is about intimate understanding or intimate relations, in a sense. So I would say to my team is that you need to make it a point that you are intimate with your products. Know your products, have a relationship with your products, so that you could develop confidence in the products, because you would then begin to use them yourself. And when you sell them, you are a testimony yourself, because you use those products yourself. You see, so for me, that is why it becomes important.
You said something very, very powerful in your opening statement when you said, without products, there is no Longrich.
Yes.
So in essence, the sustainability of this business it's in its products.
Exactly. And maybe just to interject there, you see, the sustainability of the business is in the products, but you cannot be able to go out and advocate for something that you do not know. So, I mean, for instance, you could be looking at this pack. It's just an ordinary pack of products, okay? Until you go in and find out what is actually meant by some of the aspects that you find in there. I mean, I'm going to be very blunt, okay? I've heard people talking about what do you call this? An
iron.
No. They talk onion strip, okay? Onion strip. And I would then step back and say, what is that? Because actually, if people understood and they actually went to a point of researching and understanding that anion is actually negative ion, and go deeper in understanding what is negative ion, what does it do to the body, what are the benefits and all those things, that will then help you to advocate for that particular product in a positive way. You see?
And of course, I mean, Pastor Sfiso, as business owners, we have got different types of people in this business. We have got those who say, I don't have to sell the products.
All right.
All I have to do is to invite people into the business. Now, we have seen over time that those are the kinds of people that actually would be the first people to give up in the business. Because not understanding that what sustains the business, it's not just the incentives and all other things, but the products. Now, what are the dangers of not investing in product knowledge?
Look, it's very dangerous because, number one, the primary one is that we are bound to be reckless in our business. And for me, I don't think we are going to be able to sustain Longrich as a business wherever we operate if we function recklessly. Recklessness, what I'm talking about there is that being not clued up on what type of active ingredients are on your products. And you start now talking from a point of lack of knowledge, or from a point of ignorance, if I can put it that way. And that could actually be dangerous, because how do you then make sure that the people that you are recruiting and bringing into the business are then able to use the products and see the benefits if you yourself are not embedded, in those particular products? For me, it's a challenge. Yeah.
Wow. So someone says, well, I'm not really that product driven, but where do I start with understanding the products? I mean, it's very easy for you and I to understand what an ion is, what a negatively charged ion is, and all those other terminologies. But we deal with people who may not even be able to comprehend all of those facts.
Okay.
Where do they start, and where do they go from there?
You see, I always talk about being a responsible business person. Okay. There's different platforms that we have. I've indicated personally I'm not a doctor. I've never studied medicine. I'm an IT specialist, but I've got interest in my business. And that then triggers me to go in and try and research about this particular business. Understand what is it that makes Longrich tick. I mean, I do not know, like for instance, the chairperson of Longrich. I've never met him personally, but I don't think he's a medical doctor. He's a businessman that understood the importance of aligning himself with people that are clued up on these type of products, okay? And that then assists him to develop or continue to expand and develop even more. So even myself as a business person, it is my responsibility to make it a point that I do my own research. I might not have a doctor that is associated to my team, but I've got literature that is found online that can assist me. But it is therefore also important to make it a point that the type of information that we get online is credible. Okay, so we need to be able to be smart enough to deduce which sources are we getting the information from. For me, that's important.
I love what you said, that one has to be interested.
That's it.
So there has to be an interest in understanding the products.
Sure.
Lest you're just going to go out there and be reckless about
that's
these products.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's when you have got people mocking the products because they are being, there are multiple users of the product. So one needs to have an interest in what exactly is this product all about and what does it do for individuals out there.
That's my view.
So someone says, but I don't know anyone that is sick.
Okay.
I'm just a young man who's interested in making money in Longrich. How do I get myself interested in learning about these products? Which product do I select first?
Look, I think for me, I would actually shy away from talking about sickness and then Longrich products. Okay, I'm one person that believes in the term that says prevention is better than cure. Okay, before you get sick, have a lifestyle that would help you not to fall sick. Okay, now for me, one of the key aspects of this lifestyle, look, I'm going to be blunt. Aspects like food supplements are not coming with Longrich, right? There were food supplements that we exposed to even before the days of Longrich. So what I'm trying to get to is that taking care of myself, supplementing my body, is because of the understanding that I have that one, as I grow older, my body ages. Then I need to make it a point that I supplement my body to make sure that I'm always replenished. Number two, the type of food that we eat, the lifestyles that we live, have a strong impact on our bodies. So the onus is on me to make it a point that I try and research and find the relevant products within Longrich and even maybe outside that could actually be able to be beneficial to me. But for now, the focus is on Longrich. And personally, what I'm saying right now is what I've done myself, to make it a point that I go through all the type of products that we have and understand that when they say this thing has got 5 PVs, what else is there other than the 5 PVs? It's the ingredients that are there and the benefits that come with it.
Yeah.
And that's basically what I would actually say.
Okay, so that's a very valid point.
Yeah.
But just to go back to
Okay.
my question, and maybe for some clarity.
All right.
I am a young individual,
Okay.
and obviously still healthy,
Okay.
oblivious of any other factors
All
that
right,
could
all
affect
right.
my health later on.
Sure.
I am in this business, and I'm being told I need to get interest in the product,
Okay.
so that I now understand that for my business to be sustainable,
Yeah.
I have to understand the product, and
Okay.
perhaps I could go and sell 10 of
Okay.
a particular product so that I can make money out of
Sure,
this business.
sure.
So look, if one would start, I would obviously start with, you know, the health products such
Yeah.
as your cordyceps militaris capsules,
Okay.
looking at athro, looking at berry oil.
Sure.
But for someone out there, where can they start? Which products can they start looking at that will just give them that bit of a boost in terms of product understanding and knowledge?
Look, I think it's a tricky one to respond to. But one thing that I would say is what I've done personally. Okay, I'm just going to base it on my personal experience.
Let's just to
Yeah.
interrupt. Let's look at the issue of affordability.
Yes.
So all I had,
Right.
I was able to acquire a specific amount
That's
of
it.
money, and
That's
I
it.
have got these products.
That's it. So that is now the point that I'm getting to. You see, when you look at the variety of products that we have within Longrich, you can actually categorize them. Okay, you've got personal use, daily use type of products, which are for your sanitary care and the likes, and then you've got those that are health specifically, you know, related. So if you look at the two, you could then say to yourself, look, on a daily basis, I need to brush my teeth. And everyone else that I know needs to brush their teeth. Okay, so that is one of the first products that I decided that I'm going to align myself with this one. And exactly what I said earlier, I did a research to find out what makes this product better than the others. Okay, and based on that, I'm now passionate about selling that particular product. I mean, I'll make an example. On Saturday, we had a business a presentation in Soweto. Okay, whilst we were busy planning there and cleaning up and everything, preparing, the ladies from the venue that were there, that rented, I mean, that gave us the place to use, they were helping us cleaning, and we started chatting. At the end of that chat, 2 toothpastes were sold and 2 roll-ons were sold.
Wow.
Because of the understanding that I have of that particular product. It's so easy to sell. I buy it for 75 rands, I sell it for 100 rand. So it's easy even for another layman out there to buy it. You understand? So what I'm trying to get to is that if you know your products and have categorized them properly, you are then able to know that this can be a quick sell because it's affordable and it's also needed by people on a daily basis.
Okay.
That type of an example.
So as an LBO, the easiest is to start with your daily, like you say,
That's my view.
your daily products.
That's
where
my view.
You know that if you just get yourself that toothpaste,
That's right.
you don't even need to know what are in the ingredients. I mean,
Not that much. It's
the
a toothpaste.
It's a toothpaste, and it does what it's supposed to do and
Exactly.
more.
Exactly.
You know.
Now you see, the more part then comes with the research. But where I'm getting to is that you would come across someone that would say to you, brand X I've been using that all along. Now, the research that you have done and the understanding that you have will help you have sort of an upper end, you know, in your engagement, in your sales pitch to that particular individual.
That's very powerful. We have got how many categories of products? We have health products, we have energy products,
That's it.
we have got beauty products,
And household?
and household products.
That's it.
Now, if an LBO is struggling,
Sure.
shall we say it's their responsibility? They are to blame?
Wow. Look, I always say this. This morning, I was just sitting at home and I'm saying to myself, okay, in my Longrich cabinet, I've got quite a few products. So what do I need to do after the interview? I must just come back and go visit those salons that are on my street and engage them and see what is it that I can do. So what I'm trying to show you is that if I'm broke when I've got Longrich products, then the problem is with me. It has got nothing to do with the business. You see where I'm getting to? Wow. I've got myself to blame because I'll make a very simple example. If I can take one toothpaste and go stand by the traffic light and sell it, at the end of the day, I've got 100 rand, which I did not have in the morning. You see where I'm getting to?
100 rands richer.
Exactly. If I sell 2, I can then put fuel in the car. I can drive to another destination.
Or even put food on the table.
Put food on the table. You understand? The needs are different. So what I'm trying to say is, if you have access to Longrich and its products, if you find yourself struggling financially, especially for that matter, I would say look deep within yourself and say, how much effort are you putting? You understand, in terms of making sure that Longrich becomes beneficial for you.
Wow, wow, I like that, I like that. So in terms of profitability, I mean, everyone is all about profitability. How much of profit should we be focused on?
Look, I think the needs differ, okay? There's something that is called recommended retail price, RRPs, okay? Now, in Longrich, when I came in, the first thing that I asked was exactly that, to say, if I'm to sell this, what is the RRP? I'll be blunt with you, there was no clear-cut indication until I found out from management, okay? So guidelines are that 30% is actually what you could be looking at. But for me, I would say, if I want to pitch and I want to actually generate more sales, nothing stops me from saying, okay, I'm going to settle for 29% instead of 30% because I want to be competitive. But ideally, my understanding is that 30% profit is the margin that you can actually be looking at.
Okay. So, I mean, if you make 50%, you're lucky, but there is a risk as well.
Exactly.
You know, recklessness is not just about, you know, products, but also in running the business.
That's it.
You know, one would end up having customers run away because you have set your price
too
so
high.
high that they become unaffordable.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Pastor Sfiso, you've shared your testimony, or what shall I call it, story?
Yeah, I think, I'm not sure which part are you talking about. I've got so many of those stories. Sure.
Let's talk about, you know, earlier on you spoke about prevention is better than cure. Yes. You know, and you know, you've shared how you passionately, not shared, but you've told me how you became passionate about this business because of, you know, what had happened to your father. Sure. Now, in terms of, you know, if we talk to the viewers and we start talking about issues of prevention, where can we start? Which product can we start with? Look,
and also I'm personalizing this one, okay? And again, it goes back to the point that I raised a bit earlier, to say, be committed to your business and be intimate with your products, okay? Now, for me, the first products that I actually jumped onto was the alkaline cup, okay? Because I then realized that I like drinking water. But when I first got the information that the type of water that we drink, be it from the bottles or from the taps, might have some challenges or dangers, you know, to our system. And I got to learn that the Longrich business or company has actually introduced an alkaline cup. Then I said to myself, this has come to my rescue. Because then I know that I don't need to go buy alkaline water somewhere. I'll make my own in the house. So the alkaline cup became one of the core products that I actually kept. As a matter of fact, every one of my children has an alkaline cup in the house, including, you know, the wife. And there's one that is floating in the house, you know, that we use to generate alkaline water and then, you know, keep it in the fridge for the general public that comes. So I would say the alkaline cup. But another one that is very, very close to my heart is the pads, the sanitary pads.
The sanitary pads,
yeah. And both the standard sanitary pads and the panty liners. Okay. My passion to this is that I've got a wife and I've got a daughter. Now, when I look at those two important women in my life, I then say to myself, understanding the dangers of the recycled materials that are used to make some of the pads that we find in the market, then I get to say to myself, does this now mean that my daughter and my wife are prone to be exposed to this type of toxic material? Then from that point, a penny dropped. And I said to myself, thank God for Longrich, because none of the ladies or women that are connected to my life will ever have to use those type of products anymore. So as from then, all the ladies that I come across, I start sharing about this, and I'm very passionate about it.
How easy is it for you to, not to convince them, but you know, we educate, we give people information, and it's entirely up to them whether they take the information or not. I mean, the responsibility is upon them, you know, to decide.
Yeah.
So the question is, how easy or how difficult has it been for you to convert them to Longrich products?
Yeah, you see, I think there's something to being an LBO or a business person in general, okay? You need to equip yourself. That's for me very critical. Now, equipping myself basically meant if I'm to be successful in selling out there, I need to read more about selling. Now, one of the critical writers or exciting writers that I actually align myself with is Ogmandino, okay? He talks about sales a lot. He's one of my remote mentors, if I can put it that way, in absence. Now, what I would then say is there's one statement that I actually learned from him that I live by, to say when you sell, you need to appeal to the emotions.
Of course.
You see? So what I then try and do, I paint a picture of the negative aspects that you have or that you are bound to be exposed to on the standard and generic product that is out there. And once the emotion is actually triggered negatively, then I bring in the positivity that comes with the benefits that my product from Longrich would actually have. At that point, the likelihood of a person saying no is actually very low.
Quite so
you understand?
You minimizes the
Exactly.
chances of rejection.
Exactly.
And I mean, I'm sure
Yeah.
it's a, it's one thing that a lot of business or salespeople struggle with, having to overcome that point where somebody has rejected you. I mean, how do you build up your confidence and go to the next person, preach the same story, and have, suffer another rejection?
That's it.
I know in one of the interviews, I think when you were interviewing SD Pesi, you were talking about key success factors in the business. And from what you have just mentioned, I pick up that sales skill is important in this business.
Very,
One
very
needs
important.
to have sales skills, and it's not just about being able to say, hi, I sell Longrich sanitary panty liners, would you like to buy? But being able to understand the process of getting someone from, where they would have rejected you to, it's almost like you're preparing them to say yes.
Yeah, so you see, for me, when I engage on a business of this nature, I've got a clear understanding that there's two products that I'm selling. The first one is the opportunity. Okay? That for me is exactly. You understand? Because the minute you buy on that opportunity, then you stand a chance to be like me and pave your way towards wealth. That's the first part. And there's a likelihood that you could actually get a no in that. Okay? That no then creates a platform for you to go to the second pitch, which is the product. Because you can say no to me to doing my business, but the likelihood of saying no to brushing your teeth with a better toothpaste are very low. The likelihood of you as a woman saying no to using a better quality sanitary pad that would enhance your life after understanding is very low. You see where I'm getting to? So my understanding is that there's two aspects to this business. I sell the opportunity. If you feel that you're not ready for this opportunity, you are bound to say yes to the product. And you will come on board as a product user. You might not be a builder, but you will want to use the product.
To be a user.
That's the thing.
Yeah. Pastor Sfiso, just in closing, as we're wrapping up, I just have an understanding of products. I do. But you mentioned research.
Yeah.
Why is it so important for you to be aligned with a company that has got such a huge body of research when it comes to their product development?
Look, I think for me the paramount thing is quality. Okay, because when you do research, you do it, especially in a manufacturing space, you do it with an aim of development, okay, or producing.
And innovation.
Exactly, exactly. You see, because that is what we call about R&D. Because what you do is you've got this knowledge, you research to enhance the knowledge that you have and be able to better develop more products, moving forward. And also what that now does, it triggers the aspect of innovation, as you have just indicated right now. So what I would then say, and for me this is one of the key things that sold me from the very beginning. I'm a very serious skeptic, if I can put it that way. But what sold me was the realization of the amount of investment that Longrich chose to do on this aspect of research and development. And I mean, over the time or the period that I've been involved with Longrich, I've actually come to realize that actually what they have said is actually real. I mean, I was still telling you a bit earlier about the two products in terms of the sanitary pads. The other aspect or product that I actually sort of fell in love with personally is the liners. Okay, I call them underliners. I don't want to call them panty liners for specific reasons. It's because it makes me comfortable when I call them underliners because I use them myself. Okay.
Wow.
Now the decision to use them came as a result of that research that you're talking about. Because what I then got to realize is that when you look at one of the components of the green strip that we have on our liners,
The
the anion, yeah, the anion strip, okay, is that what is it that anion does? You know, this is basically the one that we're talking about here. Can I open it?
Yes, you may.
Okay. I like this product a lot because on a daily basis, I've got multiple use for this. I'll tell you about it some other time. I like this product especially because of the strip, you know, the green strip, the anion strip that you see there. Now, what I've actually found personally, based on my research, which I've tried to validate using different sources, is that anions are actually beneficial. And now this is my understanding. I don't want anyone to shoot me for this, but it is based on my research. Anion strips are actually beneficial to reduce inflammation and the likes. But also, they also contribute as an element that assists in antioxidation and all those things. Now, what I then picked up based on just those two facts is that this could then be helpful for me in multiple areas of my life.
Of course.
But one primary one was the aspect that is very close to my heart. About 12 or 11 years ago, I lost my dad to prostate cancer. Now, what I then said to myself is that even though I cannot associate the fact that he passed on with the fact that I did not know about Longrich at the time, I would say, had I known that anions assist in increasing the level of oxygen in the body and also addressing what you call inflammation and the likes, I could have sourced for any type of product that could assist in the generation of anions and at least made him use that to help himself. Not necessarily saying it could have cured the disease, but it would have helped at least to enhance his body, to help his body to fight against the disease by itself.
To improve the quality of life.
Exactly. That's one aspect. The other aspect is also very personal to me. About 10 years ago also, me and my wife were trying to conceive. And the doctor told me that I've got a low sperm count. And that affected me. But I'm one person with a very strong willpower, and I pray, okay? So then I said to myself, I've got 3 boys, so there's no way that the thing can be. So then I prayed about it, and then, you know, everything happened. A few months, basically, later, my wife fell pregnant. We've got a beautiful daughter that is now 10 years old.
Wow.
But now, as I'm doing the research, I then get to realize that the benefits of anions on the fertility, male fertility. You see what I'm getting to now. And also that one is, I mean, when I do research, I do it like I do Bible study. I take different verses and make sure.
And I know you don't do your research on Google, right?
No. I mean, you must come to my house. You'll see my library. Some people even think that I'm this and that, but actually, yeah. So we do research, and even if you go to Google, but you need to know what sources to go to. Like, for instance, if you're doing a research on medical aspects, don't just rely on anything that is not a medical body.
You know, there's actually something called Google Scholar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you can get
That's
reputable
I mean, for me, even at school, when I used to do my assignments and stuff, some of the topics that I would actually want to enhance on, it was coming from Google Scholar. Yeah. But basically what I'm trying to say is that personally, I'm very committed and attracted to this particular product as a man. And to an extent that I boldly advocate for men to also stand up and use it for these 2 reasons that I've actually highlighted. You might not be having prostate cancer, but prevention is better than cure. Every man that is from the age of 38 and above, your prostate gland is bound to enlarge or start enlarging at some stage. It's It's common knowledge if you do your research. How do you help yourself to say, as it enlarges, let it be a natural process and let there be no inflammations that could result in illnesses and, you know, exactly. So what I then say is use products like this, use products like an alkaline cup, which also generates anions that also assist with increasing the oxygen levels on your body.
Yeah,
you understand?
we do have an iron in our bodies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You understand?
So,
So that is basically what I'm actually saying. So what I'm trying to get to is that the research that you do helps you to know your products and understand exactly how personally you can use them. And as you see them benefiting you, you are then able to advocate to them or for them on to other people.
Wow. Yeah. So you and I are very highly product driven. But I'm sure on this stage is going to be another platform where you will have somebody that will equip you in terms of how to become a successful salesperson.
Yeah.
It's one thing to tell people that they need to go out there and learn all about their product, empower themselves with product knowledge, and another to be able to stand in front of someone and tell them why they need to switch from whatever product they're using to Longrich. Mm-hmm. One thing that stands out from this interview is prevention.
That's it.
So anyone out there, go and do your own research about Longrich products, and even if you don't have access, or you know you cannot, or maybe you do not even have time to conduct research, try and pick up 1 or 2 products that you can advocate in terms of prevention. Sure. Pastor Sfiso has already mentioned the alkaline cup. You know, we have got many products. We have got the toothpaste that one can use to prevent gum diseases and to even treat gum diseases. Yes. We have got the bamboo soap. We have got the SOD, which are used not just only for treatment of people with skin conditions such as acne and pimples and other things, but also using it to have a a nice looking skin. That's it. That is as fresh as a baby's bum. In closing, I just would like to encourage you, especially Longrich business owners, know and understand your products. This business is sustained on product understanding. Longrich has been around for over 30 years, and that means they're going to be around for another, or at least you and I can believe that they're going to be around for at least another 10 years. And it means one has got an opportunity to build wealth in the next 10 years just by having an understanding of what these products can do. Sure. What have you got to say in closing? Yeah, I think basically that is true. What you're saying is actually absolutely true. We need to make it a point that we have confidence in the products and confidence in the company. For me, those are 2 aspects that are critical for any LBO within Longrich. You cannot, I mean, as the Pesi said this the other day, that you cannot be a business owner within Longrich and criticize Longrich. You understand? So where I'm getting to with this point is that the confidence that you have in the products and the confidence that you have in the company empowers you to go out boldly and advocate on behalf of the company. And also, because remember, as an LBO, you're an ambassador of the company. So as you go out there and advocate, what it therefore means is that you are then positioning yourself in a better space to be profitable in the business. So let me basically say, let's all go out there, be encouraged, understand the type of products that we have. As we have just indicated, even right now, we've got an array of products. Some of the products I have not even tested myself, but I believe that those that I've actually adopted and embraced are working for me, and I will continue to introduce myself to the others as we progress. But being sold out to your products is very, very important. I've got a concept that I've actually coined, or a term that I've coined, that is called a prosumer, to say you cannot be an IBO and not be a prosumer. A prosumer for me is a word that is made out of 2, productive, consumer. So if you are a productive consumer, it means you are dedicated to your products, you advocate for them, and as a result, as you consume them, you are able to be productive in your body and even in your pocket. Thank you so much. So in closing, we do have a business opportunity that enables you to go and have an impact in somebody else's life through products, through giving them an opportunity to become a Longrich business owner. That's right. We are here to be part of the change. Perhaps you're sitting at home, you do not have a job, you have just been retrenched, or you were previously a member of Longrich, but you had given up for some other reasons. We are here to say, here is a business that can enable you to get out of that financial misfortune. Here's an opportunity to enable you to put a decent meal on the table. Should you wish to become a member of this business, kindly contact or go back to the person that's invited you to this podcast and let them get you signed in so that you can become a proud owner of this business. Whoever that you are sitting at home, maybe you are discouraged, I encourage you to come, be plugged in, and
yes, it is possible.
On that note, from myself, Masego, and Pastor Sfiso, we wish you a pleasant day, and it's goodbye.
Thank you.